words, I'm not used to big words. BAC Heathrow has received some funding from the airport, which was announced when the group was set up, and the group also claims to have thousands of members. Heathrow told the Telegraph that it has always been transparent about the fact that it helps fund BAC Heathrow to provide a voice for the thousands of local people who would like to see expansion. The campaign itself has over 50,000 members, and we support its continued efforts to give a voice to those who have previously not been heard in the debate over the airport's future. I'm sure over the coming months before the decision is made after the election next year, we're going to have lots of stories like this going backwards and forwards. Heathrow pledged to extend property compensation scheme. My house is on the market at the moment, so it's announcements like this that make me wish I was living near Heathrow Airport. And I got this story from the travel trade magazine Travel Weekly. Heathrow has pledged to extend its property compensation scheme if it does get the third runway. The airport said in May that it would pay 25% above market value for 750 homes that would need to be compulsory purchased, which is why I'm interested. The offer has now been extended to 3,750 homes close to the new runway that would not need to be bought, the BBC has reported. Homeowners in Poyle, Colnbrook, Brands Hill, Harmondsworth, Sipson, Hardington and Camford Cross will be affected. Residents would have the option of selling or remaining in their existing homes while construction begins. The Heathrow Airport Chief Executive John Holland Kay said, "Where Heathrow purchases a property from a homeowner, it will refurbish it and sound insulate the property before reselling it on the open market. This will allow new homeowners to come into the area and some, who have lost their homes, to stay in the community." This new offer follows a consultation that ended in October, but it does remain subject to regularity approval from the Civil Aviation Authority. If there's anybody out there who'd like to compulsory purchase my home for 25% above market value, please do let me know. ABTA is warning over lack of insurance cover for skiers. This story is actually another angle on the travel survey that ABTA released last week. The original release was about people travelling over the winter months. This week, ABTA has zoomed in on the winter sports stats for the survey. So well done ABTA for getting its money's worth from one survey. It is warning that hundreds of thousands of skiers and snowboarders will set off without adequate cover this winter and will be vulnerable to significant treatment costs if they have an accident. 29%, almost a third of 1 million people expected to take a ski or snowboarding holiday, will do so without the right travel insurance, which is putting themselves at risk of high medical bills if they are injured while on the slopes. The under 35s, which is the group most likely to take a winter sports holiday, are also the least likely to take out insurance, with a third, for 32%, that's nearly a third, travelling without a policy, new research is showing. The age group is the least likely to take out insurance for any type of holiday, and the ABTA study shows that 1 in 5 of 16 to 24-year-olds and almost a quarter of 25 to 34-year-olds think that travel insurance is unnecessary, as they assume that the government will pay for their treatment if they fall ill overseas. In addition, a quarter of the 16 to 24-year-olds and 23% of the 25 to 34-year-olds say they do not need insurance in Europe when they have a European health insurance card, known as an EHIC, but the EHIC or EHIC card will not cover assistance on the slopes. Findings of the new research come as ABTA and the Foreign Commonwealth Office warn skiers and snowboarders about the dangers of travelling without adequate winter sports insurance. The association has also issued a short video reminding holidaymakers to take out ski insurance. Research shows that 18% of people planning a winter holiday this year are considering a winter sports break, which is an increase from 10% in 2012, which is part of the survey I mentioned at the beginning. ABTA called on new skiers who may not be aware of the need to ensure they have the right cover to check their policies carefully. And that goes with anybody with travel insurance. Check your policy carefully. A number of lap skiers are also expected to return to the slopes this year, and this group is urged to check that their insurance cover is up to date and it includes winter sports coverage. Families taking trips to Lapland to meet Santa Claus are also being urged to check their travel insurance, as to ensure that it covers typical activities such as reindeer sleigh rides, snowmobiling, and ice fishing. I wonder if there's insurance about not being able to pronounce words when you're recording a show. The ABTA Chief Executive Mark Tanzia said, "As temperatures drop and people start planning for their winter holidays, we urge them to obtain adequate travel insurance as part of these preparations. Winter holidays often include activities that may not be covered by the usual travel insurance policies, and holiday makers should make sure that they are covered for anything they plan to do." The Foreign Office Know Before You Go team spokesperson Martin Redmond said, whether you're an experienced skier or hitting the slopes for the first time, it is crucial to have appropriate travel insurance. Those who don't risk paying thousands of pounds in medical bills, so we urge British nationals going on a winter sports break to choose a policy that covers them for everything they may want to do. The FCO, Foreign and Commonwealth Office, provides support for British nationals that get into difficulties overseas. However, we cannot pay medical bills if you're hospitalised, and we can't arrange to fly you home. So do your research, get covered, and read the small print to ensure that your winter sports break is one to remember for the right reasons. There we go. If you're going on a winter sports holiday, you may not use a travel agent anymore who would traditionally sell your travel insurance, so do make sure you do take out adequate travel insurance, and that means checking the policies and not the price. The cheaper insurance may not cover you for things you expect to be covered, so always buy your insurance on policies and not on the price. You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Consumer protection is very important to me, both when I was a travel agent and when I recommend travel. So I'm always keen to see how this has been improved by people like the European Union. And EU ministers agree a general approach on package travel. The Council of the European Union agreed a general approach on reform of the Package Travel Directive, or PTD, at a meeting this week. In a statement, the Council confirmed the revised directive will extend the current protection for traditional pre-arranged packages to combinations of separate travel services, in particular if sold online. Of course, this hasn't gone down well with everybody. ABTA immediately expressed concern, arguing, some changes suggested by the Council put at risk the objectives set by the Commission when they launched the proposals for modernising the PTD. The European Travel Agents and Tour Operators Association, ECTAA, the European Hospitality Association, HOTREC, and the European Technology and Travel Services Association, or ETTSA, warned that the damaging impact of the directive in its proposed form. ECTAA, which ABTA is a member, warned that the directive would be harmful to the entire travel industry, especially to travel agents and tour operators. The Council, though, insists that an overwhelming majority of EU tour operators and travel agents are set to greatly benefit from the reform. But ABTA did say that the Council changes fail to adequately capture linked online sales. Furthermore, we are concerned that the Council has seemingly reduced consumer protection attached to assisted travel arrangements, or ATAs. This new category of protected booking created by the directive would apply to click-through sales between websites. ATAs would require consumer financial protection but not have the status of packages. A click-through is similar to booking an airline with one place and then going to a different website for the rest. The Council said the directive would cut red tape and reduce average cost of offering packages. It added that by harmonising rules and compliance costs, the new conditions would favour a level playing field, which, in my personal opinion, is very important. Removing obstacles to cross-border trade will open up more opportunity for businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises to expand activities across borders. However, back to ABTA, their Chief Executive Mark Tanzir said certain changes are unnecessary and not in line with the original objectives set by the Commission, namely the extension of clear and transparent consumer protection and a fairer regulatory framework for travel business. The directive will now go to a trilogue of negotiations between the Council, the European Parliament and the European Commission to arrive at the final format. Seems to be a lot of groups within the European Parliament that will get their fingers in the pie. The Council has aimed to conclude the reform as soon as possible, and ABTA have said that we will continue to work to secure a modern and effective directive that is workable and beneficial for consumers and travel businesses. And this new directive is expected to come into force in Britain in 2017. And now for my final story, and ABTA have been very busy this week because they've also launched a Travel with Confidence consumer advertising push, which will coincide with the post-Christmas peak booking period. The national print adverts to appear from December the 28th will highlight why holidaymakers should book with an ABTA member. The campaign will showcase a new creative for the association and will appear in national titles including The Sun, The Sunday Sun, The Daily Mail, The Sunday Mail and all regional metro editions. The adverts aim to educate holidaymakers about the benefits of booking with an ABTA member and the package of support, protection and expertise the association offers consumers. Marketing materials include a new video and leaflet, and they have been produced to support the consumer awareness campaign. ABTA will be supporting the new messaging in January with an early bird campaign encouraging holidaymakers to book their holiday early with an ABTA member. This will run on social and digital channels with promotional support across its FM and digital radio stations, as well as being promoted into print media titles. Again, the Chief Executive of ABTA had something to say. Mark Tanzir said, "The ABTA brand already enjoys excellent public recognition. With this campaign, we want to deepen the understanding of the benefits of ABTA, such as the high standards customers can expect from our members, and the help ABTA offers customers, including travel advice and services such as independent complaints handling. Our customer offer is stronger than ever, and this campaign will bring that to life at a pivotal time for bookings." Does consumer protection bother you? The last two stories mention it and covering it. A lot of people don't bother. They just book direct separately and save themselves some money. But what do you think? Do you think that consumer protection should be offered? Is it important to you or is it not? Let me know. Facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. And that's the end of this week's travel news. Well, we're the end of another edition of the John Guinn Travel Show. If there's any comments you'd like to make on any of the stories, the A to B of travel I did, Abu Dhabi and Botswana, or the travel stories, especially if you're concerned about consumer protection, please do write comments at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. You can also use that page to write a comment to say, "Oi, John, please cover this," and I will do my best to do so. And I hope you can join me next time on the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org, where each week I'm checking it out before you check in.
MK Pulse proudly sponsors Seclo Sounds. MK Pulse is Milton Keynes' local magazine, bringing helpful information on food, health, fashion, money, travel, culture and much more to 84,000 people every month. Plus news, views and what's on from around the city. If it's happening in Milton Keynes, it's in MK Pulse and it's available online at www.mkpulse.co.uk. MK Pulse and Seclo Sounds, the heart and soul of the city.